Hi, I'm Casey Hallilay from Wealthology. We are on a mission to provide outstanding financial literacy training to students and young professionals. In this video, I'm going to show you why it's so important to get some portion of your savings invested in compounding, how that works, and my favorite way to do it. So, do you recognize this guy, Christopher Columbus? He sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Well, if Christopher Columbus took $1 the day he set foot on American soil and put it into a checking account earning 1% interest, that dollar would be worth $188 today. If he instead took $1 and put it into an account that was invested and compounding, earning something like 5% interest, that dollar would be worth $139,821,648,080 today. That is why it is so important to get some portion of your savings invested and compounding. So how does it work? Well, investing and compounding works sort of like a snowball rolling down a hill. The bigger the snowball gets, the bigger it gets, because every time it gets bigger, it picks up more snow as it rolls down the hill. And that's how investing works. So let's say you started out with a $1,000 investment earning 5%. If you let that 5%, that $50 that it earns every year, reinvest or pack the snow onto your snowball, you start out the second year with $1,050. And when that slightly larger amount earns 5%, and you let that amount reabsorb into the snowball, reinvest your earnings, and it continues on rolling down the hill, getting bigger and bigger and bigger each year. That's how compounding works. And I don't know about you, but I want my investments to grow as big as possible. So there are 3 different ways to grow your investments. The first way is to have a steeper hill. So instead of letting your investments roll down this 5% hill, what if they roll down a 10% hill, just for an example? So let's say you started out with $1,000, and in the first year, it earned $100, 10%. And it kept on rolling down this steeper hill, faster, I guess, and getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it rolls down. The second way to get your investments to grow is to have a longer hill. Start earlier. In Christopher Columbus's case, he started 500 plus years ago in order to get to 139 billion. But of course, we don't have that kind of time. But in our case, let's say you start out that first year with $1,000. As we saw, in the 5th year, you would have ended up with $1,215. In the 10th year, you could end up with $1,629. The longer it has to roll down the hill, the bigger your investments or your snowball will grow. But there's a third way to grow your investments, and this is my favorite way. And this is adding to your investments or saving periodically over time. So instead of starting out with $1,000 and letting it roll down the hill, what if you added $1,000 to that snowball every single year? $1,000 is something like $2.75 a day, the cost of a cup of coffee in many places. And if you added another $1,000 to this snowball every single year, at the end of year 10, in this example, earning 5% every year, it would be worth $13,206. That is my favorite way to grow my investments. Add little bits over time and make sure they're earning a return and starting as early as possible. That's it for our very first Wealthology video. Thank you for listening to it. If you're interested in learning more about our company or the programs we have, or most excitingly, the digital course we're launching, please head over to our website, wealthology101.com, where you can download a free guide to accumulating $5.6 million over the course of your career. Thank you so much. Have a great day.